Hi everyone. So welcome to the 11th day of the 21-day self-esteem series that I'm doing. And today our video is on the topic, why is understanding yourself important? So I think this video is going to be for people who somewhere, question yourself. If you are somebody who question yourself, blame yourself, or there is, like self-hatred that you experience, that you go through, then this video is going to help you, because it is going to be all about helping you understand yourself. You learn how you can understand yourself, and the most important thing is going to be to find out why is understanding yourself so much important. Because I think the term understanding yourself, it is a very intangible thing. Because if you look at the word, understanding and yourself, very common words, like, but at the same time it's hard to differentiate. It's hard to find out that do I understand myself or do I not, and how it is important at all at the first place. So this video is going to be about that. So before that, I want you to notice that in a lot of my videos, when I talk about having an unhealthy self esteem, or achieving, or learning to accept yourself, or going to a place where you have a healthy relationship with yourself. So when I talk about all these videos, and when I specifically talk about the solution part, that what is it that you can do, or what is it that you must do in order to have a healthy relationship with yourself, or in order to have a foundation of self love, or in order to establish a healthy relationship with your own self, this one thing always comes in, which is understand yourself. I always include this in the part of my solution, because I know that understanding yourself, as simple as it might sound, it is a thing in itself, something that needs to be practiced, something that you need to you know have, that's something that you need to instill in yourself. So today topic is going to be about all that. So first, let's understand, how does not understanding yourself show up in your life. So you would know that, okay, where do I stand? Do I understand and do I understand myself or not? So when you do not understand yourself, first thing that happens is you question yourself. When I say question yourself, what I mean is, so see, you are the way you are, and the base of having an unhealthy self-esteem, or the base of the base of having self-hatred is that you do not like the way you are, or you do not like something about yourself. So it's a very constant feeling of feeling not good enough in your own body, in your own self. So as a follow up, what happens is, when you lack your own understanding, you question yourself often. And when I say question yourself, what it means is blaming yourself, that why am I this way? I mean, why is it that other people have it so easy? Why is it that other people are so comfortable? They are so cool, and here I am having this, uh, endless loop of overthinking, negative thoughts about my own self. Why am I this way? So this questioning thing comes up, and with questioning also comes up blaming your own self. First you question it, and then because you do not land onto any answers, you start to blame yourself. It's all my fault. I was born to be this way. Yeah, fair. You know, uh, this is my destiny. Maybe this is how I was supposed to be. It's all my fault. You start to blame yourself. Third thing that happens is, when you do not understand yourself, is you often compare yourself with others. And definitely, when you compare yourself with others, you end up with criticizing your own self. That look at them, like, wow, they are so good at it, or wow, they speak so well. And then the next thing that you're saying is, you are talking about your own self, how you are not good enough, how you do not speak so well. So this is how not understanding yourself, shows up in your life. And all of these things, questioning yourself, blaming yourself, comparing yourself with others, and criticizing yourself, it's not helping. In the longer run, it makes you feel even more bad in yourself. It makes you feel even more ashamed of yourself. As a result, you lose your confidence. Forget confidence, you do not even feel okay in being yourself. You do not even feel comfortable in your body. And trust me, confidence is not something perfect or shiny thing. The base of confidence is accepting yourself. And before acceptance comes understanding yourself. I will make it very clear. All right? So, and when I said you compare yourself, and a very fundamental of comparison is that you only compare two units when all the other parameters are same. And therefore, comparing two individuals is actually a very invalid thing, something that is not reliable, something that is not true. But here we have a tendency to compare ourselves with others because we are denying all the other parameters. We are refusing to see at, okay, where do I come from, where does this person come from, what is their story, what is my story. We only look at the circumstance, what is happening in front of us, and we choose to criticize ourselves, and we choose to blame our own selves. And all of these are the things that happen when you do not understand yourself. Now let's come to the next topic, which is, now what does understanding yourself mean? So if these are the things that happen when I do not understand myself, it means that I somewhere do not understand myself. So help me understand, what does understanding myself would mean? So I think helping, I think there's no particular definition to define this, but to convey this in a very simple, in simple terms, it would be that understanding yourself mean knowing where you come from. It means acknowledging your story. It means not denying your truth, not denying what happened with you, or not denying your past, or just acknowledging the fact that, okay, this is who I am, and I know why I am. So it's like knowing who you are and why you are. So it's about answering the why. Because abhi tak, the blaming we are doing, that the blame that we are doing, to ourselves, that, okay, what is it? It's happening because we do not know the why. First we are asking ourselves, ki, why am I this way? And then because we do not land upon any answer, we blame ourselves, that it's because this is who I am, this I was born, like, because I am the flawed person, I am defective here, I am not good enough. So this is how we answer ourselves. But understanding yourself is coming to the answer of this why, which is actually true. Because honestly, for the way you are, for any way you are, because you hate yourself for being the way you are, or for having certain, for being a certain way, there's always a reason why you are the way you are. But when you do not understand yourself, you do not know this why. So the only difference is that when you understand yourself, so understanding yourself means that you know why you are the way you are. And it would seem very simple, but it can be transformative. When you understand yourself, it can be transformative, because this is, understanding yourself is the only difference between you feeling hatred against yourself or you feeling compassion, kindness towards your own self. That is the only difference, this understanding yourself. Okay, so in simple terms, how would I define understanding yourself? What would understanding yourself mean? It is simply knowing why you are the way you are, acknowledging your story, acknowledging your truth, your past, or like acknowledging why you are the way you are, like accepting it. Next is, now see, and when we lack this understanding, when we lack our understanding of our own selves, judgment creeps in. So when we do not have self understanding, we adopt self judgment. We begin to judge ourselves, because either understanding will exist or judgment will exist, but it will not be empty. You will resort to something. So right now what happens is, we choose judgment, or judgment comes naturally to us. We judge ourselves. And when I say judge ourselves, what do I mean? That instead of looking at ourselves from our own eyes, instead of looking at myself with compassion, I join other people. I join all the people who have commented me, or who have given me their own opinion, which definitely makes me feel that somewhere I'm not good enough. So when you have an unhealthy self-esteem, when you are somebody who doesn't feel confident in their own body, doesn't feel comfortable in their body, it means that somewhere you have some very negative ideas about your own self. Negative ideas like, I am not good enough, I do not look good, or I don't know how to do things, I cannot do things right. So now, where do you get all these ideas from? It is not your truth, I'm telling you. You can go and watch my other videos on this particular topic also, that why do you have self-esteem. It is not your truth. You might think that it is true, you might think that all these things are true about me, and that is why I hate myself, and that is why I don't feel good enough in myself. But trust me, it is not truth. So how do you get these ideas? Definitely somebody is feeding you all these ideas. It could be anybody, it could be very significant figures from your life. Okay, so now when I say that you start to judge yourself, what happens is, you step out of your body, you leave your body. All right, so you step out, you choose to step out of your body, and you choose to join all these other people. And then you look at yourself, you also judge yourself, you also begin to question yourself, that why am I this way, yaar? Like, why am I this way? Why couldn't I be just like them? Like, there are other people are so perfect. So you choose to judge yourself. And one thing that happens when you judge yourself is you hold unrealistic expectations from your own self, and then you again criticize yourself when you do not fulfill it, when you do not, stand by it. And all of these things happen because you choose to step out of your own, or your own body. It's like you choose to, like, it's like, you are the only person who is supposed to be in your own body, who is supposed to, you know like, be with your own self. You are the person who is supposed to defend your own self from other people. But when you choose judgment, it's like you betray your own self, and you join the other party, you join the other set of people, and begin to blame yourself, begin to judge yourself. And as long as it remains like this, which happens when you do not understand yourself, so as long as the scenario remains like this, that you separate from your own body and to judge yourself and judge yourself, it's not like you're not going anywhere. It's going to be this way always. So today when we learn to understand ourselves, this is going to be solved. You're going to step back into your body. That is exactly what is what is required, because it's only you who can actually change things for you. So for you to have self-love, for you to have a healthy relationship with your own self, the first thing that needs to happen is you need to get back into your body. You need to accept yourself first. You need to say that, you know what, I believe in myself enough. I will pick you up because I believe in you, because I know that it was never your fault, or you just deserve a happier life. You just deserve a life where it feels peaceful in your own body. Okay? So when understanding is not there, you start to judge yourself. Now, I have a very good example, to help you understand this in detail, to help you understand it deeper. So let's to understand, what is exactly the difference between understanding myself or not understanding myself. So let's say I'll take a very basic, not basic, very usual, very common example. So because a lot of us who have an unhealthy self-esteem, we struggle with confidence. Okay, we struggle with confidence, and we feel its consequences very much in our life, because it starts to impact uh, it starts to impact how we behave in public. It starts to impact how I choose in my career. It starts to also impact how I form relationships with other people. And when I say relationship, I also mean friendships and basic casual bonding at workspace also. So so let's say you are somebody who feels underconfident in your own body. Now, when there's lack of understanding, what is going to happen is you're going to blame yourself. You're going to question yourself that why am I this way? Why am I not confident? Like, why couldn't I be like other people? They're so confident in themselves. It comes so easy to them. It is so natural for them. Why am I so underconfident? Why do I feel so, scared? Or why do I hesitate so much? And then all these blaming and questioning leads way to hating yourself. You start to even hate yourself even more. The feeling of, feeling ashamed of your own self, all of this happens. And as a result, you start to hate yourself even more. So this is first scenario which happens when you do not understand yourself. Okay. Now let's consider the same example, but a different case wherein suppose you are now again you are the same person who is kind of not very confident in who you are in yourself, and you feel its consequence in your life. But now instead of not understanding yourself, suppose you understand yourself. Suppose you know why you are so underconfident. You know why is it that you feel so scared sometimes, or why you hesitate so much. So now that you know the reason, there's going to be difference in the way you feel. So you are no longer going to feel ashamed of yourself, or there is not going to be that feeling of hatred this time. Why? Because now you understand yourself. Now you know why it is that you feel underconfident. And honestly speaking, things like not feeling confident in yourself, we often start to feel that I was born this way, या फिर I was like this from the start. Or we refuse, we deny to see the truth that what happened that I started to feel this way. Or what exactly happened in my life that I lost my confidence, or I started to feel so, that I started to feel not good enough in myself. When in real, nothing comes, out of nowhere. So the fact that you feel underconfident today, it means that something happened. There are some experiences, there are some, memories attached, there are some memories stored in your mind which actually makes you feel underconfident in yourself. So understanding yourself basically means that you look at those memories or experiences or past and acknowledge the story, not denying it. Because in not understanding yourself, when you lack your understanding, there's denial. You deny it. There's no interest in looking the looking at the behind the scenes. But when you understand yourself, you look at your story, you look at your past, that okay, why am I this way? And when you know the why, when there's this solid and real definition for this why, when you have answered your why, the next thing that happens is you start to feel compassion and kindness for your own self, which is actually something that would naturally happen once you understand yourself better. And so this is basically what I mean when I say understanding yourself better. Because when you understand yourself better, compassion and kindness would come in. So instead of hating yourself for being underconfident, you will start to feel compassion and kindness for yourself. And when you feel compassion and kindness for yourself, you would actually be able to look for the solution, look for the ways, or you will be able to work on yourself, on your confidence, to actually, you know, develop self confidence in you. Because when you start to feel compassion and kindness for yourself, you also start to believe that if I have developed this, I can definitely, develop self confidence also. So you believe in yourself more. Self beliefs comes in, which is actually empowering, and hence you choose that path, the path where you choose personal growth for yourself. But as long as you lack your own understanding, you will be stuck in this cycle of blaming yourself, questioning yourself, and then feeling shame and having hatred, self hatred for yourself. In that case, nothing is going to help you. Okay, so this is an example which I believe is a very good example to understand, because it is very realistic. Because a lot of us feel underconfident, because I think a very visible outcome of having an unhealthy self-esteem is feeling underconfident in yourself. And when you feel underconfident, I think it starts to impact your life in, I think, every area of your life. Because the basic of how you live your life or how you experience your life is how good or how comfortable you feel in being in your own body. All right. So I think this example definitely explained why understanding or how understanding yourself is so much important. Okay. So next, let's understand how can you start to understand yourself. Because now I think we have covered a lot of things about understanding yourself. We know the definition of what does it mean to understand yourself, or what happens when you do not understand yourself, and then we have an example also. So now let's find out how can you begin to understand yourself. Because so now if you're somebody who understands the importance of understanding yourself, and now you want to understand yourself, what is it that you can do, or what is it that you must do? So first is step into your body. Because as I said, when there is lack of understanding, judgment comes in. You start to you start to judge your own self. And judging yourself means that you step out of your own body and you join other people, and you start to look at yourself from their point of view, from their eyes, that what they must be thinking of me, and all of those things. You deny your own self, you deny your own past, and all of those things. So first thing that you get to do is you step back into your own body, which means that instead of looking at yourself from others' eyes, instead of looking at yourself from others' POV, you start to look at yourself from your own eyes. You acknowledge your story, you own your story. You are willing to look at your past so far, to look at your past, your story, and ask yourself that okay, why am I this way? There has to be reason for it. So you ask why, not from a place of frustration, but from a place of being curiosity, where you genuinely want to know. Okay. So next, first thing is stepping into your body, owning your story, acknowledging your past with curiosity. Next is um, next is coming to a place where you can say with conviction that what, now I understand who I am, and the why am I the way I am. So it's simply just arriving to the answer of this question, that why am I this way? Understanding yourself, not from a place of frustration, but from a place of genuine curiosity, because now you know that it's not my fault for being the way I am. And honestly, there is nothing wrong in being the way you are also, because it's just a culmination of other people giving you first them giving you negative feedbacks, and the more you believed into their negative feedbacks, the more you lost your confidence. So there's nothing wrong in being the way you are. It's just that you are uh, your outer layers are made up of the negative beliefs or ideas that you have adopted from them. The moment you choose to work on yourself, you will start to peel away these negative, the layering that you have. And once all of them are peeled off, once you get rid of all the negative ideas, you will find yourself, you will find the genuine you wherein which is actually not flawed, or there's no problem in that. Because always remember, the flaws or the imperfection always, insecurities, all of these live in our head, in our mindset. There's no reality to it. All right. So next is not denying your truth anymore. So how do you understand yourself? You stop denying your truth anymore. You stop to you basically choose to not look at yourself from criticism, or but you choose to look at yourself from a place of compassion and understanding. So one of the things is to stop denying your truth. You choose to look at yourself the way you accept yourself. You acknowledge it, that okay, this is who I am, and now I know why I am this way. And when you understand yourself, one very interesting thing that happens is, you stop feeling triggered by other people's comments or remarks on you or opinions. Because when you don't understand yourself, you already hate certain things about you or the way you are, and you already feel desperate to change it. So anytime somebody else comments on you or say something about you, it ends up triggering you. You feel even more triggered because because it spurs all those negative emotions in you. But when you understand yourself, instead of believing in them, instead of taking in their comment, you will be able to keep that comment away from, you'll able to stop that comment from getting into your skin. Because now you have your own verdict, you have your own opinion also about your own self. It's not that only other people can give you their opinion and you have to accept it. Now it's like you protect your own self from them others views or opinions. You come from your own place, that okay, you can think this way because you are not me. You haven't lived my life. I am somebody who has lived my life. I know my story. So if I'm underconfident today, I know why I am this way. Certain things did happen in my life, and I acknowledge it. And it doesn't mean that I feel helpless or just given up. Is that I acknowledge myself why I am the way I am, and I am choosing to work upon it. Now what will happen is, it's not going to happen that if somebody comments on me, I'll just get triggered. That will stop happening. And it is like regaining your own power. It's like taking away your power from other people, and like getting it back into your own body, that I hold my own power. So now what is it that you can do right away? So if you are somebody who's interested in understanding yourself at depth, what is it that you can do, or what is it that you can do right away? First is identify what is something you blame yourself for. That is, I want you to find out what is it about you that that you do not like about yourself, that is at the center of self-hatred. Or what is something that you are very desperate to change in you, something that you just don't like about yourself. Second thing is, now once you've identified it, second thing is, I want you to ask yourself first, what do I believe has led me to hate this thing about myself? So ask yourself that, if I were to know, what do I think that has led me to hate this thing about myself, or what happened that today I hate this thing about myself, or I dislike this thing with so much passion. Okay, once you've arrived at the answer for this, the next thing I want you to ask yourself is it my fault? Like, am I at fault? Like, did I do something to be this way, or to become this way, or to have this thing about myself? Because when you lack understanding, blame happens. You blame your own self. And what is blaming? Putting yourself, accusing yourself, considering yourself to be at the fault. I want you to ask yourself that, is it really my fault? Did I do something intentionally to be this way, or become this way, or anything? Whatever you hate yourself for, or whatever you dislike in yourself passionately. Is it really your fault? Ask yourself. Because when you ask yourself these questions, you will begin to understand that how you have been accusing yourself for something that was never your fault. Like how you have been how critical and how harsh you have been on yourself for this long, for no reason at all. And in the longer run, it has only been affecting you, nobody else. See, understand. I want you to understand this. See, other people, oftentimes what happens is, other people would come in and they would judge you, or they would comment you, they would give you their opinion. But I want you to understand that those people haven't lived your life. They do not know you as well as you do. They do not know. They are just in your life for maybe 1 hour. Some people, if it is workplace, then they only get to see you really for 4 or 5 hours. Other people, maybe on social media or a friend, they only get to be with you for a minute or 5 minutes, and they choose to judge you. And you are somebody who has been with you forever. You have lived in your body forever. So understanding yourself means that you say to yourself that, what, I know myself the best. So it is not necessary that what this person has to say about me, I will accept it or it is the truth. I know myself, I know what is my truth, and I choose for myself. I stop, you know, I stop putting other people's opinion above my own. I choose to have my own verdict about myself. I choose to have compassion for my own self. And so this is what is it that so this is something that you need to do to really understand yourself. So ask yourself these questions. It will really help you. And I think understanding yourself is very much important because it sits at the center of you establishing a healthy relationship with your own self. Because what is establishing a healthy relationship with your own self mean? It means that you operate in a way, that you approach life in a way, that you treat yourself in a way which is healthy, like wherein there's like you're not being harsh with yourself too much. There's not a lot of unrealistic expectations out of yourself. At the same time, you are very much putting in efforts for yourself. You are taking decisions which are maybe hard at the present, but it will benefit me in the long run. So self love, it's like having self love for yourself, like approaching your life, making decisions from a place of wherein you say that, what, I love myself. That is why I'm going to choose this for my own self. And for self love to happen, for you to treat this way, for you to actually come from this place where you believe that I deserve this, therefore I'm going to choose this, you need to accept yourself. Acceptance needs to happen. And to accept yourself, you need to understand yourself. Hence, understanding yourself is important. So guys, this was it for today. I'm going to stop here because I think uh, we have explored enough depth into this video, and tomorrow I will come up with another topic. Maybe it could be about developing a healthy relationship with your own self. And yes, if you want to book a clarity call with me, if this is something that you want to work upon, or if you're somebody who feel that you will benefit if you work with me, you can always book your call. You will have the link in the about section of my WhatsApp community. And yes, I will meet you tomorrow with another topic and we will explore another depth. Till then, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, bye bye.